Hi, everybody. I was waiting for a few more people to sign on, but we'll get started. Today is March 6th. The AUM is at 358 million. Our Elephant MCAP is at 210.7 million. The Treasury is at 41.5 million. And our trunk supply is at 109 million. The trading volume of Elephant Money is $327,448, which is a tremendous increase. And I'll give it away to Ed now. How are you, Ed? Ed? Can you hear us? Can you come off mute? Oh, Bankteller is here. Can I invite him to speak? Guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you raise your hand? Just curious. Okay, so you guys can hear me. All right. And invite Ed to speak. Hi, Bankteller. Please speak. Wait, where did you go?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. I think Spaces is going a little wonky.
Oh, okay. I think it's still very early in this market and stuff. I think futures is in great shape. We got a lot of things going on behind the scenes, a lot of things, which will be revealed shortly for Elephant Money, but mainly on the business continuity, business continuity planning side, basically keeping everything that happens off chain running, being able to make minor updates to the protocol, mainly around the DApp, integrations with browsers, UI, marketing, standard operations, legal, all that stuff. These are things that, any protocol of this size needs, and we're working on those to protect the protocol, protect the community long term. But platform itself is running really well. I still am in awe of just how smoothly the NFT marketplace has the unlimited NFTs have just been performing. It's a product that just works. We have first party. We have minting going on. We have in-house marketplace that's working. We have third party marketplace that's working. So we have secure horse trading of these NFTs as well, so people can find liquidity. And it's just a beautiful thing to watch. And all the while, folks that just have their NFTs staked are just earning significant amounts of Elephant. And also, BNB and the rest of the market is waking up. And so it's a great opportunity for people to accumulate Elephant. I think DCA is always the way, but you got to do your own research, not financial advice. Everyone here is accountable for their positions in not only Elephant Money, but in their entire crypto portfolio. This is a new space with institutional adoption now, but at the same time, like you look at the sort of flash crash at the top. When we hit all time highs, somebody put a $30,000 Bitcoin sell in, and people who were like over leveraged and just getting in for the first time or being irresponsible. It's a reminder that this crypto market is a free market, and it's not the same as TradFi. There's a lot of personal responsibility that's involved, and folks have to remember that you should only be, you should be making sure that your allocations are risk adjusted. Another way to say that is don't put more in than you're willing to lose. Um, don't put in more than you're willing to not be able to get back, you know, uh, in some cases because you're getting amazing returns or you're getting uh, amazing programmatic uh, increases in value. So, like, you know, that describes some of our products. You know, we have futures, which looks like traditional products, looks very much like immediate annuities that are offered by insurance companies. It's a great way to earn yield if you're trying to get it right away and you're trying to get significant yield. Except, you know, these immediate annuities on the marketplace, in the traditional TradFi marketplace, you know, you're getting pennies for yield. But either way, like in TradFi, they have immediate and deferred annuities. And so futures would be on the immediate side. Deferred ones are where you start depositing, but you don't start drawing interest from that until much later on. For those, you know, usually there's like surrender charges, and you can get your initial out with penalty, and not just from the insurance company, but also from the IRS. Um, for immediate ones where you throw in a lump sum, that lump sum is forfeit, and you start receiving yield immediately, and that should make sense. How can you earn yield immediately if the insurance company hasn't done something fairly significant with the initial deposit? And they have to do that in aggregate across their customer base. So there, for those, the rules are very clear. You know, you don't overextend yourself in an immediate annuity because you can't get that money back. There's no guidelines or rules. The only rule is that that money is forfeit. Um, so just some, you know, always want to draw the lines between um, the real world. I shouldn't say that it's all the real world, right? But want to draw the lines between, you know, what's been working out in the real world, traditional finance world, and how we're able to, um, you know, take the best of those experiences and create opportunities on chain. Um, yeah, so, you know, folks have to remember that, you know, you sign every transaction here. So, you know, there's no one putting a gun to your head to get involved in very experimental stuff, right? So, um, it took 16 years for people to get comfortable with just wrapping Bitcoin with a financial product, um, with the ETF. And you see how that's changing the game. The fact that we're here today, just year three, for Elephant Money, and we've come so far, means that 16 years from now for us, well, first of all, we're not going to have to wait that long to be properly accessible by the broader worldwide marketplace. So I want people to remember that, you know, this is like a ground floor opportunity. You know, it's the first couple of years of Apple. It's the first couple of years of Nvidia. I think, you know, we survived the worst protracted bear market in history. We're not going anywhere. That we're not doing. This thing is not going to disappear off chain. This thing is going to endure. And so, you know, when you look at the Bitcoin adjusted price of Elephant, that's a little under $10. That's amazing. Um, that little under $10 is your fault, though. I'm sorry. It's the herd dumped their coins, and and let coordinated FUD get in the way of being an attractive asset, right? People who want to get into different opportunities don't want to see people who've held the coins dumping like this. Just like people get pissed off when whoever dumped that 30,000 on Bitcoin, yeah, that slowed the momentum. Yeah, they killed what could have been a historic event yesterday, right? If it just had a plowed through, it would have been fine to retrace at some point. But if it could have just plowed through yesterday, wouldn't that have been amazing? Couldn't we have just made yesterday that date? Instead, there's a ton of uncertainty hanging overhead. So ultimately, the folks who have the ones who definitely sold irresponsibly, dumped, with no real excuse other than opportunity cost. Because that's really what it's about. People who are exiting positions, it's because of perceived opportunity cost. They're like, I want to get into the market here, and to do that, I have to sell this. Completely understandable. But if someone got you to sell your bags out of fear, if you sold your bags and it wasn't your initial plan, if you sold your bags just to get, maybe you were over allocated, that's fair. But, we have to realize that where we are right now, the only way we go up is by holding and actually buying. And you can see that in the chart. Ever since futures V9 was released, and to quickly touch on that, V9 is V8. So for all of the people who were FUDding, for all of the people who were influenced by FUD, V9 is V8. It's just a configuration change. That's how awesome the V8 code is. So for those that doubt, that don't trust the process, those NFTs say in Bankteller we trust for a reason. Been doing this for a very long time. Very good at what I do. And we've already told you a zillion times that we're data driven. You have the Dune dashboards, which show you everything that's going on in the platform. We're looking at that data. We're looking at human behavior, both on the individual level and also in a group, in a globally distributed group with different types of people with different goals. And we're trying to design a single system that works for everyone. Do you see how amazing and ridiculous at the same time that sounds, and how hard of a job that might be? But the thing that everyone's excited about and happy about, V9, is V8, the thing that everybody hated. It's all about how you drive the vehicle. Let me worry about engineering the vehicle. You worry about driving it where you want to go. And I'll tune it for how you want to drive it. And all I had to do was tune it based on how the community reacted. And I had to see the best and the worst from the community. Because these late stage versions of all of this software, that's the software that's going to be running forever. That's the software that's supposed to have the keys renounced and all that stuff. It would be fairly foolish to release the keys on software that can't hold up to a bunch of unsubstantiated FUD, right? The other thing is when folks succumb to the FUD, you open us up for attacks that you aren't even aware of, right? So, we have to be, if you want to have a community bank, you see what Bitcoin is doing. You see what a global digital rock is doing, right? Well, didn't you know that futures was the ETFs on chain? where there's constant buy pressure every day, right? There's constant volume in and out from futures every day on our version of the digital rock, which is Elephant, that has value capture as well, 10% fees. So did you know we already had the ETFs before the ETFs were out for Elephant, and that it was all just working, right? So now that it's here, now that we have a better version, so I want to be very clear about what separates V8. I called it V9. I should have called it futures 8.5, but we don't do that here. We only use whole numbers here. We don't use semantic versioning here. And actually, technically speaking, since it was just a configuration change, it should have been version 8.0 dot blah blah, because literally nothing changed. Just the value from 73% APR for personal bonus to 182.5% personal bonus, right? But let's be very clear about what the difference is between futures V6 and futures V9. Really V8. In V6, folks could deposit once, claim out 200 days. If you do that, all you do is get your money back. That's a loan from Bertha, so that's not how you use it. For futures to work at all, you have to fold in your interest, and that's the whole point of getting into the system. If a person thinks that they can just deposit once and withdraw, and that's the end of it, and that's how you use futures, they have not done their research. They have not read the documentation. They have not processed the disclaimer that is at the very bottom of every single page of the DApp that allows you to interact with the protocol. And it also, by the way, is stated very clearly that to interact with the protocol, we've gone out of our way to make it easy to use the protocol directly without the DApp. The contracts that you agree to are on chain, nowhere else. There's no other agreement except with you and the on-chain contracts that you sign as you interact with the protocol every day. And every day you interact with the protocol, you agree to the terms which are codified in the on-chain code. All liquidity, all community liquidity value is locked. All personal accounts are securely tracked and immutable. The bank, this cooperative, this protocol honors your position in the protocol. That has never been an issue. This is you own your stake in the protocol. You own your stake in the tokens. You own your position in futures. It's the same terms that are for like 99.9999% of like all smart contracts on chain. There's absolutely nothing different than Elephant Money, than we are the cream at the top that actually retains value, that actually grows value, that actually protects people's financial interests. There are tons of scams out there. There are tons of rug pulls out there. But Elephant Money represents the best among many, but the best of what it means to be on chain and what it means to be DeFi and what the possibilities could be. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy, right? The things that are winning in this marketplace are meme coins. Meme coins. Bitcoin is doing what it should be doing if it's receiving billions of dollars every single day like clockwork. It should go up, but it's not even going up that well. Like, can you imagine if we were getting a fraction, just a fraction of that action? It's coming, but can you imagine? Like, our system is tuned to make good use of that from a generational perspective with a built-in value capture all over the place. Something that Bitcoin does not have. So sometimes you have to appreciate when you're early. We made a lot of strides to get properly listed on CMC. It's still a process because the fact of the matter is that the people who just list these shit coins, these meme coins, on a daily basis, as soon as they get published, they're crooked. They're crooked. And it's hard. It's hard. Fun fact: we got scammed. There's CoinMarketCap is doing a sort of crypto awards, whatever, right? And that's real. That's legitimate. If you go to CoinMarketCap, you'll see there's some crypto awards, and they're throwing some stuff, and they're doing voting and all that stuff. A scammer wrapped that thing. Just wrap the promotion about the rewards, right? Didn't change anything. Wrap the awards email that's already been sent out. Had a CoinMarketCap address, except it's COIN. The I, if you look at the actual where it was actually sent from, the I isn't an I. It looks like an I, but it's not an I. Right? So what did they do? They had the awards promotion, and then at the very bottom, there was just like customer and sales, customer marketing sales, whatever, success associate, whatever. At the bottom, just like a link at the bottom. Otherwise, everything else looks legit. You click the link, it actually goes to the real card, CoinMarketCap, and everything. So who is that mail for? That mail is targeted to, and I also took it for granted because I did have a email address registered with CoinMarketCap. I've been interacting with CoinMarketCap for 5 years. I missed the days when I built protocols that didn't even rely on a token. Though tokens are good for promotion. So what happened? Okay, so you know how desperate we are to get listed. So I'm like, okay, what if I run an ad? What if I just run an ad on CoinMarketCap? We just spent $6,000, $12,000 to run ads on BSC Scan. All right, I'm gonna throw in $6,000 and we'll run an ad on CoinMarketCap. I click the link. I go back and forth with this guy. Very nice gentleman, no broken English. That's a thing. It's a dead giveaway. None of that. Got a form. I thought that was a little weird, but I got an invoice. Before I got an invoice, I got an actual rate sheet. So yeah, these clowns have stolen this coin market cap. They steal the coin market cap rate sheet. It was for this quarter, 2024. It was up to date. It was all the right prices. The prices looked good. It was all reasonable. 6K for a search bar. Even he was like, "Oh, you can test out the ad for 500." So the way it was priced, like I could have spent just a little bit of impressions for $500, or basically $6 CPM for 1,000 impressions in the search box. Cost per click. I was like 500. No, if I go through trouble, I don't do 500. Like let's get it scheduled. Let's get us to the slot. I'll just do the 1,000. That's nothing. 6K. Fine. We got plenty of budget that we spend. And then I was like really, I was looking at it, I was like, if this works out, then $15,000 a month, going market cap. Here we go. I was like, but one thing before I do this, can you fix our circulating supply? Oh yeah, sure. We'll talk to our specialists. We'll definitely handle that for you, sir. Just he didn't even say sir. That's another giveaway. No, it was just very natural. Aaron show, you know. So it sounded legit. Everything was really legit. I got a lot of other stuff that I'm working on in the background. I'm stressed out for things that I can't really talk about, but all good. And yeah, so I sent him 6K, right? I sent him 6K, standard process. Well, no, yeah. So for that, yeah, sent him 6K. From a Bankteller account. I circulate funds. Most of the funds that I use for operations usually sit in the Bankteller in my account. Because a lot of times I have to add extra funds to it. Another thing is if the price gets too low, it makes it hard for us to pay for these things, and then I got to pay for this stuff out of pocket. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. So can you please let the price go up, because we have fixed expenses and those get difficult to cover if you guys aren't selling, and then if you guys aren't buying. And if the other thing is, if you don't buy and hold, then nobody else will buy and hold with you. So I'm telling you that now. Those are the facts. If you didn't know, now you know. Like, there's no such thing as selling weight. That's not a thing. You actually have to buy and hold for other people to just even look at the chart and just decide to buy and hold. We've done it twice. And if you count other protocols, we've done it a zillion times. Folks rocking with me, we've made money hand over fist multiple times. I've put my personal plays out there, things that I'm doing. I told you about Solana. I told you about Bitcoin. I told you about WIF. Where did I get that from? How did I pick the best performing meme token in the market for the past month? How did I pick that out of the hat? What do I know that maybe you should be paying attention to? How did I know that? Solana outperformed, has still, up until this month, has still outperformed. In the past 90 days, has outperformed everything. Right? So follow the plays. I said, if you needed to get out, get out. And by the way, I'm looking at this, and this. And if you follow my plays, which you don't have to, not financial advice, this is for entertainment purposes. No, just kidding. But but seriously, it's up to you to make that final decision, and the onus is all on you when you sign those transactions, right? When you decide to put your money, you own it. The worst thing you can do is get over allocated in anything, which is why I shared my portfolio of things. Right now, in terms of Elephant Money, I'm heavy in NFTs and in futures, and I'm growing my futures bag. I've been depositing. I've been depositing to roll in my yield on a fairly frequent basis. And I'm going to see how this market develops just like everyone else. I'm assuming things are just going to go up. And as things go up, I'm definitely going to grow my. I've kept my futures bag around in the 70s, 80s for like the longest time. As the bull run started to manifest itself, I dropped that down to in the mid 50s. So right now it's a little over 55, and I'm gonna just and then soon when I start taking more profit in other things, I'm gonna start dunking into my futures and get that up like easily. Try to grow that to like 100 and plus. Just keep going from there. But I want to have that nice stream. And like remember, like, so in DeFi you have relationships between, and I know I'm jumping around, but that's how my mind works. Stick with me. It's not meant to be understood, it's meant to perform. My mind is meant to actually build this shit, not for, but the folks that write the Medium articles, the folks that do the YouTube, you know, they get it, they can keep up. And not only that, they get it, they can keep up. They do the each one teach one, don't they? They do what everyone in the herd should be doing, right? So I say complicated things, but I also say just buy and hold DCA. Don't dump your bags. Chill out while we get futures sorted out. When I say I'm looking at the data, I'm looking at the data because I did say that. I did say that when we release V8, we're going to look at the data and then we're going to make decisions based on the data. But everybody decided to FUD, or a good chunk of people decided to FUD. And then another chunk of people decided to be quiet. And when there's things that shouldn't be happening and people stay silent, you're just as guilty. So, at the same time, we don't need a bunch of back and forth in the chat and things like that, so it's fine. But, whenever we get these FUD brigades going, and there won't be any more FUD. I pretty much, I can't guarantee it, but I can't imagine any more FUD because Elephant Money is supposed to be a finished product, and you can thank Gary Gensler, you can thank Paxos, you can thank Binance even for why I had to give up another 6 months of my life when I said I wanted to revoke the keys. So, and by the way, those keys absolutely have to be revoked because I refuse to be the squishy target when it comes to protecting your funds, right? So that's just not going to happen. So you can expect some other favorable announcements in the short term in that regard. But like Elephant Money is tighter than Fort Knox. Our liquidity is locked across all products. NFTs are, well, the way things are working with tofu now that people are, they are doing some horse trading on tofu, I am fairly certain that I'm going to throw away the keys for the mint key for the NFT. So the mint key for NFTs, that's important because if I was to change how minting worked, and I did have to when we added MEV bot protection, when we added more additional flash loan protection across the system after having that small 200k flash loan attack on the on the BUSD BUSD side for futures or something like that. When that happened, I had to add a new minter for the NFTs as well to protect the NFTs. And so when I had to do things like that, that's protecting that requires me to basically add a new contract that has minting privileges. And so, but now that I see a healthy third-party marketplace, I see things going well in general with NFTs. Like they are what they are. If you choose to sell them for what they're not for less than they're worth, then that's on you. You can do that with any property that you own. You can sell it distressed if you want. But Elephant will go parabolic one more time, at least. So given that reason, I'm fairly comfortable that I'll be able to throw away the keys to the NFT to the NFT contracts from a minting perspective, or actually there is no other perspective. The NFTs are a complete and done product, and funny that after you've created so many products in DeFi, including so many products just for Elephant that have even been retired, NFTs was the last major product that was released. Got it right the first time. So, yeah. So NFT minting will be revoked ASAP, and that should instill some more confidence. And yeah, we're good. We're good there. And let's just say for whatever reason, like say something's changed crazy with Pancake Swap, or if there's some reason for the minter to not function properly because of some external changes out of our control, what would that mean? It would mean that the NFTs that have been minted to date, that's it. You missed your chance to mint NFTs. And if you missed your chance to mint NFTs because the minter doesn't work anymore for whatever reason, it means that the NFTs that exist now that are under code that I control 100% and that are receiving Elephant on a second by second basis, you know how valuable those NFTs become? Those are the only Elephant printers in existence. So yeah, I'm very comfortable about revoking admin access to the NFTs so that we don't add any more minters. Same thing goes for Trunk. So Trunk, there's minting going on for Trunk for people who have exit out of Stampede. We are going to, at least from a yield perspective, there won't be any more yield. That yield won't be added. So whatever principal balance is during the migration. So a new version of Stampede will be pushed. You haven't been able to use Stampede for a while. There's just migration to Trumpet, but people have been accruing yield. An announcement was made that after March, the yield accrual would go away. So whatever is in your principal is what will be migrated over now. So So, yeah, so that's what's going on there. And for futures, we're just in a holding pattern. I have some things that I'm working on for V10. I think personal bonus, all that stuff is squared away. People have been horse trading futures accounts. That's very dangerous. You can get scammed. If you were to sell your futures account OTC, giving someone your private keys is not the way to do it. You have to use a trusted middleman. Funds, the account needs to be transferred to an address that person owns. The funds that are going to be used to buy the account have to be transferred to that person as well. Then that person needs to transfer the funds to the opposite side. So the tokens, the payment needs to go to the person who was selling the futures account, and the futures account needs to go to the person who bought it. That's the proper flow, and the futures account should be moved around using the transfer function, not by sharing private keys. But that's all going away because we're going to add a community supported liquidation mechanism. So percentage of deposits will be used for liquidations, and I'll discuss basically the way that will work is just in a normal operation of futures. The only difference is a new button will pop up. There'll be a liquidate button. If there's money in the community fund, you can liquidate up to 10% of the fund against your principal. So like say your principal is $10,000 and you have a $500 emergency. Let's say that the liquidation fund has a max cap of $1 million, so it's building up to $1 million just on regular deposits. Let's say it's funded with 10% of deposits, right? So that fund will basically be a treasury, just like the B&B reserve. So it'll be easy to track independently of everything else going on. So people will know how much is in it, but the UI will obviously display how much is in it. You click the liquidation button, a little UI will pop up. It'll show how much is in the fund. It'll show your principal balance. So you have principal balance of $10,000. Say the fund is at $500K. You have a $500 emergency and you need that cash now. You type in $500. You type in 500. Obviously, that's less than 10% of the liquidation fund, which is in this example is at 500K. And you press the button, and your balance goes down by caveat. So you type in 500. What gets subtracted from your account could be anywhere between double that, or basically you're only going to get 50 cents or 75 cents on the dollar. 50 to 75 cents on the dollar. I'll probably actually make that configurable so I don't have to redeploy code. But basically, we're going to have to see what works Folks are selling their accounts for anywhere between 50 cents and 75 cents on the dollar. The way the window works, though, is that it's not like we've experimented with other refund mechanisms, right? So we had the redemption queue. Queues are not good. First come, first serve. Pools are better, and pools are the DeFi norm, right? The DeFi standard. The standard is you snooze, you lose. That's the standard in DeFi. If you're going into lending, there are lending caps, right? If you're going into if you're going to borrowing side, there's a maximum amount that could be borrowed from a market. There's a maximum amount that could be deposited to a market. There are all there are those things, right? So similarly, and the cap, this liquidation window will constantly get filled up and drained as people just simply deposit into futures and as people simply liquidate, right? There'll probably be a cool down as well. So like even whales can participate, and they're not going to block other people from being able to participate. So you only can withdraw 10% you only can liquidate 10%, and there's a cooldown of 7 days. But with that mechanism, I'm inclined because it's just a fixed fixed amount on inflows. I'm inclined to make the liquidation, the cents on the dollar, probably like 65 to 75. I don't want it to be so punitive. It doesn't need to be super punitive, right? If people abuse it, if the community abuse it, then, this is 10 times better than the real world alternative, which is a immediate annuity where you're entitled to nothing. When you make a deposit into an immediate annuity in the real world, your funds are forfeit, period. The guidelines around that are very clear. When you do anything with smart contracts, the onus is 100% on you. These are not securities. There's no law out there that says that these things are. You're interacting with the blockchain. So having a built-in community funded facility so that you can use it to get emergency funds out and get the best yield on the planet with nominal impact to Bertha, zero impact, nominal impact to Bertha, right? It just means Bertha gets 10% less than she would be getting on a deposit. But now you guys can even depend on, like for small emergencies or even large emergencies, depending on how big your account is, right? And depending on how big the fund gets, So if I set the cap high, for example, what does that mean? That means that the community can say, we're not going to touch this thing, or there's an honor system, we're not going to abuse this thing, so that it's there for the minnows. It's there for the folks who really need it. You know, there's only, as you guys have clearly seen by now, the software can only do so much. We used to say this all the time at Fidelity. Not every solution is an engineering exercise. Sometimes it just gets down to the business of this thing. You're all owners in this You're all owners and participants in this community-led financial cooperative. You know, we hit all-time highs for a second time, and the community decided to sell off, starting with a few whales. The community decided that. The community decided this whole distribution down, the community has decided to do that. Especially for the folks who have been rocking with me a long time, which is why we're not at zero, by the way. We're down where we are because there's people who have not been rocking with us for the past 7 years and know how all this works. If you're new to all this, don't go heavy until you understand. Don't go heavy unless you're in the liquid token. And if you do get cold feet, you can just sell out. And that's exactly what we saw. So it was good that those people just got into Elephant, right? So this will work as well as the community wants it to work, but it will work. And there will be a facility for people to emergency unstake funds in an immediate annuity, something that they don't even do in the real world. Something that they don't even do in the real world. The insurance companies where you get annuities from, the guidelines, the rules on that are pretty well understood. There's immediate annuities and deferred annuities. Deferred ones, you're contributing, you're not drawing on the interest, which is why you even have an option to get your principal out. And then even after that, you have to pay IRS penalties. Immediate annuities, there's no recourse. There's no surrenders. So, this facility will help quite a few people. For everyone else, it's just business as usual. And when the day comes that you might need to use that facility, and that's why they call them unplanned events in the first place. Everyone has unplanned events. The longer you're on this planet, the more unplanned events you will have in your life, emergency events. Remember that that's for you too. You might think you don't need it now, but you'll never know. Remember that's there for you too. So when you see people actually utilizing the facility, understand that it's there to be used. Okay? The way that I, at least am managing my portfolio, I won't be using that thing because I'm not over allocated in futures. I'm telling you already, I'm growing futures. I want to grow it to the sky, but I'm not over allocated in it. I'm in other things too. You know, don't let futures be the only thing you're in. But now it's super awesome, especially for people who have big bags. If they do need to tap in, just through the normal flow of operations, there will be something. But the main thing is people shouldn't be using it as a way to fast track exiting the system or anything like that. Because if I see abuses there too, if I see repeat liquidators or things like that, maybe I'll have to get more clever. The more you challenge the software and make it not work for the majority, the more my MIT skills have to come out. So if people are good, then the system can stay simple. So, and what do I mean by that? Bitcoin is very simple. And then we get pissed off when people dump 30,000 Bitcoin in a single day at all time. You knew it was coming, But God damn it, did you have to do that? And damn it, the system couldn't. There was no countermeasure in the system. The system didn't capture any value. 10% fees were not levied for generational wealth. None of that. It just dumped. And over $750 million was liquidated as well on longs. People who are over exuberant but confident in Bitcoin are out of the game. And some of those people's lives are destroyed because they believed in Bitcoin, but they were just a little overzealous, a little inexperienced, and now they have nothing. So that's what really DeFi and crypto is about. It's about freedom, but freedom comes on both sides. You want to be in a nanny state, or do you want to be the captain of your own destiny? So, anyway, getting back to the scam. So, yeah, I was scammed. We lost 6K. And so I'm dealing with a bunch of stuff, and I sent it, and then I sent them the TX, and I sent a screenshot of our verification. I said, "Oh, hey, can you take care of this?" He said, "Oh yeah, I'll take care of it now." And I paid him ahead of time before the ad was supposed to run. And then maybe like a couple hours after, I was just like, I just looked at my girlfriend, and I'm like, I think I got scammed. And then I went and looked at the email again, and I just did the normal forensics, and I was like, "Oh, there it is. That's not CoinMarketCap. That's CO something." And that was the only giveaway. The only giveaway. Everything else was pretty legit. They don't. CoinMarketCap just, they need to just add a buy now button, or where you can buy formal verification, just like Twitter. But yeah, that's how I got scammed. How Elephant Money got scammed. And we still aren't verified. So I think I'm gonna take questions, but let's do that over on Telegram. Yeah, if you guys have time, let's do that over on Telegram, and let's properly close this up. This recording, along with all the others, Spaces AMAs, whether I'm here or not, is on YouTube. So visit our YouTube channel. Link is on the homepage of Elephant Money, but at the bottom. So, but subscribe to our YouTube to catch all of these if you aren't able to attend during this time, and share them with a friend. Yeah, thank you very much, and let's just take questions over at Telegram.